Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton, and today we're back in the Brock Bourbon Bar and we're drinking some wheated whiskey.
Yes, we are.
And we have Tim here, who is
The wheated aficionado of all bourbon and panty-dropping liquor.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
The latter half, yes. The first half, no.
Now, wait a minute. You're the weeder king, man. You love Weller. You love Larceny.
This smells like cigars.
You
to
love
me.
Pappy. You love all the weeders.
I do, but I'm a snob in certain parts.
Well, we know that.
So we have a.
I think it's the Chicago in you.
No, it's
All
the
that time
cigar in this
Is that
one.
what it is? The
Do
cigar.
you guys smell cigar? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and explain.
So
Sorry.
the bottle we're drinking is a single barrel Starlight Huber's pick from Repeal Day. It is a Christian pick. It is 5.5 years old at 111.5 proof. So
No, I do not get cigar.
I do get a little tobacco on there. I don't know that I would put it on it.
I get tobacco.
Yeah,
Yes, cigar, tobacco.
I get more drying tobacco.
Isn't cigar and tobacco like smokable, so it's the same thing?
No, not at all.
I mean, are we Ric Flairing now? Wow. Woo!
I mean, yes.
Well, it's not like the cigar from Cuba where it's rubbed between a 13-year-old virgin's thighs. Come on.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
That's what a Cuban cigar is.
Well, no, I listen. I'm going to have to trust you because
Yeah.
you've actually been to Cuba and I've not. So we're just going to leave it at that. Anyway,
That's tobacco-y.
I picking up what I would say is yes, some kind of a tobacco adjacent type thing. I don't think that it's cigar to me. To me, it's more like pipe tobacco.
maybe like a sweet spice in there.
Yeah. I get more of the drying tobacco.
Yep.
From the
So
state
it's like
fair.
a spiced cigarette.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be like
Never
those
had
little
one of those.
cigarellos or
Ugh.
Cigarello? No, like spiced tobacco.
what's spiced tobacco? Are you talking about like the ooh sticky icky ooh? Or are you talking
no,
about
not
like
sticky icky. That stuff they used to the.
you're talking about spice, like the actual like
No,
drug, like
Hey,
spice.
we're not talking about Dune here.
What do they call that?
Are you talking about like
Star Wars.
Are you talking about like the clove cigarettes?
Clove
Like-
cigarettes,
Okay,
yes.
So I could
Yes.
maybe get that. Let me see if I get like those the baking spice in there that I would typically get off
on
a
the
clove
100?
cigarette.
I don't know.
Like the old DeJorums. I know what you're talking about now, but
I don't know what those are, but
you just said clove cigarettes.
Spice clove
like literally,
cigarettes.
That's what they
literally
are.
like it's the most popular brand that was ever made.
I don't know. Never smoked them
Then how do you know what they smell like or taste like?
because it's. I've arrested a lot of people. Yeah, clove cigarettes.
I'll go with. I mean, I've never.
I don't hate
around
that
so much.
description.
Yeah.
I just don't know that that's exactly where I would go with it on.
I've never had firsthand knowledge of clove cigarettes. So my grandparents were
I
menthol
swear to you,
people.
not. We're gonna buy a pack of DeJorums and we're gonna smoke them one night.
Do they even make them anymore?
I'm sure they do.
I mean, they still make Lucky Strikes. So
I'm almost getting in almost like an after smell of like the Whopper malt, like the center.
Yeah, it's definitely heavy malt for sure.
the nose is wonderful, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the nose. It's got a solid nose on it. Which, oddly, the first weeder that they released, I was not a massive fan of.
No.
It seemed to have a weird, like, mouthfeel to it, and it had some weird spice to it that I did not expect out of a weeder.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago that they released it during Repeal Day.
Yeah, I remember that one. It wasn't the greatest.
It was all right. I'm not going to say that I would go reach for it again, but it was decent.
Oh,
It's below my 500 level.
this is pretty solid. It's got some really, really nice caramel notes, a little bit of baking spice. I don't know that the tobacco comes through on the palate.
This is crushable, though. I mean, it's. I'm not going to say that there's like super complexity there, but there's this nice viscous on the tongue. It's not really like a full mouthfeel, like the roof of the mouth sticky, but you can I can almost taste that transition from front to back palate, but then once it hits the back palate, it dives and ends quickly.
It might get like a molasses or a syrupy type flavor going on.
Yes, that's what makes it slide down your throat.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely got some sweetness to it. I don't know that I would equate it to molasses, but
Or
I
honey,
get where you're coming
or
from,
something
though.
to that
Yeah.
effect.
Yep. No, I'm getting where you're
It's not
coming
quite
from.
vanilla or anything like
Yeah.
to that effect.
I just
but
didn't taste as dark as what I would consider like molasses or those burnt brown sugars or sorghum or any of those. It's more like I would say more in like the honey to like maple syrupy type family, but it doesn't have that same flavor. But that's the type of sweetness I'm getting.
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah,
But it's a very nice sweetness.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful pour.
It hugs you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it down to like the mid chest, and you and it's not like a super heat, but it's just like a warmth.
You get a little bit of Kentucky hug, but
Yo,
it's,
dog. When did they start putting the did they start that like this summer?
They started last year.
Last year? I
Last
couldn't
year,
remember.
last year they had the super big medallions,
Right.
I have one of those.
and then this year they realized, well, those were a bit big. Let's go a little bit smaller.
So if your wife's not going to hug you, or your girlfriend, or your significant other, whatever the fuck, that's the thing to drink because it'll hug you.
So
But it's
Tim,
a very easy hug.
so Tim, in your opinion, is this replacing your date for date night to give you that hug at the end of the night?
Oh, it definitely would. Yeah, it's a hug.
Okay, here's the question.
Because I've drinking like a lot of bourbon, and this is a warm, fuzzy feeling in your midsection.
Do we put water in this?
I don't know.
I'm a little reluctant to, but it is science. Well, I think we gotta go there.
All right.
Water Nazi.
Since Barbara's not here,
I think she's we're filling in for her and her ghost.
Thank goodness. Wait till she listens to this episode. I'm probably gonna get flipped off the next time I come over here.
But
I thought you get flipped off every time.
Well,
that
I do.
bourbon, that is actually a hug. You guys talk about Kentucky hug. That is a hug. That's a warmth right in your midsection.
Sometimes there's harsh hugs, but this is like a nice, easy.
this is
hug.
a nice smooth one.
Yeah.
So it goes a lot more baking spice with the water.
Whoa.
It does not.
Yeah.
It's not a big fan on that. The nose goes a little weird, but the palate itself is all just baking spice now.
It's like
you
earthy
lost
on
a
the
little
nose.
you lost a little bit of the sweetness. It's more like that malt and floral. This is definitely a neat pour.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I will agree with that.
As a neat pour, it's a wonderful pour too. If you're going to put it in a rock, take the rock out after a second or two. Let it just chill.
So this is 5.5 years old, and it's 111.5 proof. So what in the scale of drinks to proof, where are we at on this thing? I mean,
Without water, it doesn't drink the proof. With water, it does.
Yeah, I would say it's more closer to probably like 105, 107 neat.
neat. Okay.
I was thinking a little lower than that, but works.
I'm the opposite. It drinks a lot higher both ways.
Really? You think it's higher than 111 proof?
I think it is. For me.
Okay.
But without the water, that is a hell of a hug.
That's what we're.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I feel like it's in that 102 to 105 range, so I can kind of see where you're at, Nick, but I also kind of semi-agree with Carl, too, a little bit.
It's somewhere in that range. We're saying
Yeah.
it drinks almost
little less than proof.
7 to 10 points under proof.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
All I know is the next time I see that lonely guy out there, I'm going to buy him a bottle of this. I'm going to say, you're welcome.
All right, Tim. Oh, the past couple of weeks, you've given us the date on this, the date record. What do you think on this for giving it to a date?
Ooh. Pass right now. Let me think about it.
We're going to think about it. All right. Scale to 1 to 10. Where you at, fellas?
I'm probably a 7.
7?
About a 4 with water. A 7, 7.3. Neat.
I'm actually about an 8 neat.
I'm like Nick. I'm probably between 7.5 and 8, I think, on the neat side. And I think the reason I'm giving it as high a score as I am is because it does have some really, really nice sweet subtleties. And I'm pleasantly surprised, especially from the first batch of the Weeder that I tried.
Oh, yeah. It is
I think this is a much better
far
version.
above that one, yes.
So let's dive back around while Tim's thinking about his the panty dropper score or the date score, right? Repeal Day. What else was released that day? I know we've drank through a few of them. We had the brandy, a couple other things. We had the typical rye, bourbon, things like that. Were there any other big things that were released that day? I missed it, so I can't remember.
Mizara.
Oh, the Mizranar cask. Okay, dude,
Yep.
that thing's money.
Yes, it is.
That was the Spanish barrels.
Okay.
The pear brandy.
Okay.
Then you had your normal. This is one of the 3 Blake, Ted, or Christian main picks we haven't had the Blake or Ted pick yet.
Gotcha.
But this is the Christian release.
Gotcha.
And then you have the main two Family Reserve Rye and Family Reserve Bourbon, and we've already reviewed those.
Right. Okay.
And those were the big boys for the.
Yes, those were big boys for the year.
All right, Tim. You got your score yet? Come on, huggle up to that mic, man. Get a big snuggle.
So what? With the water, it's a 0. I totally changed the taste. Without water, I'm gonna be nice and say about a 2 or a 3.
Really?
Oh wow!
I thought you were going to love this being a weeder.
It's not. It
thought you were
doesn't taste
enjoying-
like a weeder.
Huh.
I mean, it's a weeder.
I think
No, I
it's,
know. I
it's
get
what
that.
it tastes like to me. I mean, it tasted. I mean, it's. I would
And then-
equate it to like a younger maker's.
Okay.
I would say almost like a Maker's Store pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like a younger one. I mean, that 7-year range, something like that.
But
and,
I think
and I'll admit, I'm into the Buffalo Trace family.
Yep.
And the Four Roses, so I'm a little bit skeptical. But as far as a panty dropper,
Don't think so, huh?
I think she's about a 2 on a 10 scale.
Wow.
Then she'll drop it.
I also sort of think that Tim is more of used to the sub 100 proof range.
Yeah. Tim's not a heavy, high
Whoa,
octane
sub
guy.
100. What are you talking about?
So
Weller.
most Buffalo
Proof.
Trace. Is,
Weller.
I
Wellers.
love 107.
Right, but when we've talked earlier,
Okay.
you said that
107
like
sometimes
Weller
doesn't
12
drink
is
the
kind of your
107.
favorite.
Like Hancock's is not my thing.
Right. Okay.
Hancock's is a weird one. It's you either like it or you hate it.
All right,
That's how that one is.
Weller 12.
Yes.
Okay,
90
that's
proof,
That's
yeah.
90 proof.
I mean,
But Weller 12 turns into Pappy 15.
I mean, he's not really wrong. I mean, he is sort of wrong because it didn't even make it to the Lot B selection. But yes,
It's in the family.
it's in the
Yeah.
family, right? It's like it's the bastard cousin, right?
Redhead's
Very
child.
good.
Good
15.
bastard.
I don't
So-
think anybody on this table is going to turn it down. That's
No,
for sure.
no.
I love Weller 12. It's a perfectly good pour. Antique 107 is probably my preferred of the group, only because I want the higher proof. But that's
do,
just my,
do you
my
like
opinion.
Antique over Pappy 15?
No, but that's a
What
totally
about-
different monster.
What about Kentucky King of Kentucky?
Oh, King Kentucky. I've not had a single King of Kentucky that was worse than King of Kentucky is it's
different
one.
beast.
It's a different beast entirely. Like King of Kentucky
Exactly.
is probably one of my top. In it depends on which one, right? Like
So-
GTS King of Kentucky. There's
It's
a
in
few
the top
different
5
the-
always.
GTS, though.
Yeah. So yeah. So if I'm gonna drink like my bee's knees bourbons are gonna be King of Kentucky GTS. Like those are gonna be the two that I'm
Over Pappy 15?
like, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
All day, twice
So
on
you guys
Saturday.
have a different taste flavor because I think if I give a Pappy 15 to a girl or a King Kentucky,
Well, okay.
yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Two of those-
I don't know that many women would drink a King.
Oh, they would.
That's 100
King
and
is
something proof,
smooth.
man.
I mean,
King is a good drink.
I don't disagree. I think it's smooth. I don't think they drink to proof. I think they're delicious. I just
you're going to
don't
have to find a woman like my wife or Nick's wife.
that prefer high
higher
proof stuff. Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, because even though it doesn't drink to proof at 130 something, it's
It's
still in
probably
that 110
drinking-
to 115
yeah.
range. Like it drinks hot. I've never drank a King. I was like, oh, that's 100 proof or 95
So do you want to
proof.
know the all-time panty dropper?
What's that?
Larceny if it's over 130.
There you go.
You can't find it.
That's larceny batch number 2 or 3, if I remember correctly. But
Something
yeah,
to
I don't remember when we got it, but much better than the 124 they came out with this year.
yep, 100. I would say 100%.
I mean,
the
it tastes like
original
cinnamon
larceny
at
barrel
the
proofs
end.
were delicious. They were
Cinnamon.
delicious.
But as far as the Starlight, very good try. I'll say it's a very good try.
There you go.
Tim is our resident harsh critic.
That's right.
I am a harsh
critic.
critic.
Absolutely. Unless it's mic drop.
Mic drop was a 10, and you all are fools for not saying it's a 10 because you liked it.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It's just the 10 is a hard.
What was your best drink tonight?
The best drink tonight I've had all night? I don't. It's. I mean,
No. Be honest.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it's either between this and the mic drop. I mean, it's between those
I'm
two.
going to say probably mic drop to me.
I mean, they were. I think they were
Bro.
very close.
I'm unfortunately I'm with Scott. It's a close
I think
battle
I
between
could
the,
flip a coin between which one I like the best.
Which is fair.
The mic drop was smooth, and it was nice.
Yep.
Not as complex.
Not as complex.
No, not complex, but
Yeah. But
it's bourbon.
yeah. That's
That's
fair.
same proof too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I think that's our episode of Bourbon Barrel Talk. If you want to find us, you can find us on Facebook, the Instagram, or the X. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that way you get those episodes as soon as possible. If you have any questions, email them to bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. This is Scott, Carl, Nick, and Tim signing off. Peace.
Amen.
Prost.
See ya.